Good morning from Shrewsbury. Loads of trains, loads of PA announcements. It's very noisy, very busy here this morning. So I'm just checking my watch because my train there is about to leave in 2 minutes. Heading into Wales, heading west into Wales, going to go up the Cumbrian coast, tick off some request stops over the next couple of days. But on my way there, I want to go to a particular station which I've wanted to get out and explore for ages as I go and have a look at Dyfi Junction.
Dyfi Junction is where the line that has just come west from Shrewsbury into Wales splits, and is quite often said to be a station that is just there to change trains at, and you can't enter or exit from it. Or can you? So I've got the Wikipedia page up on my phone about the station that is Dyfi Junction. When I first went there in 1989, I called it Dovi Junction, and I've got some old photos which I'll get out later. But the thing that's always intrigued me is that people have often cited the fact that it's an isolated station, and that it's one of those stations like Manula Junction in Ireland or Smallbrook Junction on the Isle of Wight. It's only there for you to change trains. But just the other week, might have been the other month, I read a thing on the Wikipedia page that says there is no settlement here, but contrary to common belief, it is not completely isolated. There is a 0.6 mile, 1 kilometre footpath that provides passenger access to and from the hamlet of Llandyfi, and to the main road, the A487. And I'm thinking, why don't I know about this? Now, there was definitely a time when the service pattern meant that passengers didn't have to change at Dyfi Junction at all. You could change trains at the preceding station, Machynlleth, where my train this morning has some stand time.
We get a minute on the platform at Machynlleth, just chatting to my guard. It's over there. He was saying, this is a 158, they might bring the 197s down to the Aberystwyth line. I wonder. And we had a good shot of the, it's like a carriage siding depot as we pulled in. There. Is that true? We're going to get 197s?
We're on the approach to Dyfi Junction, just admiring the ospreys in the osprey nest and the osprey centre that's there. And there's now 2 treks down here because I think the additional bit of track, one of the things I want to talk about at Dyfi Junction is the reinstatement, I say addition, but the reinstatement of the passing loop. And the reason why we've slowed is because we're just waiting for the train that's left Aberystwyth to arrive at Dyfi Junction, and then we go around it. The 2 trains sort of meet but don't touch at Dyfi, and that allows 2 trains to go through. So this is us using the passing loop that's within the station itself, and my train is going round the train that's already in the platform as we arrive at another different part of the platform. But more on this in a moment.
Thanks, sir. Onto the platforms. Train's gone. I think that because look how long this platform is, I think that the exit to the street is down there, so I shall come back here in a minute once I've investigated the station up here. And there is a breeze in the air. So it's quite remote. I'm all by myself. I was chatting to my lovely guard on board the train. Hello. He was saying that there's the Osprey Centre just up the way. There's an osprey nest on the way in, but whether I can actually walk to that and go to the Osprey Centre. But apparently the Osprey Centre is lovely. It's like a nature reserve, there's a cafe and everything, and it's like a really nice place you could go hang out, but I don't think you can walk there from the station. But before we do that, I feel I should just have a little we should just check out the facilities here, and I've got some photos, and we're going to have a little nostalgic reminisce, because it seems like that's what I do nowadays. But it's certainly remote. I'm the only person here, and I love it.
Please stand back from the platform at all times. Please be aware that the platform.
It is less windy in the waiting shelter.
I will go and find the walking exit path in a minute. Amusingly, I've already seen there's a sign over there that talks about a replacement bus and how you'd have to walk down the path to get to the road where the replacement bus is. I'll also discuss my old photos from many years ago in a moment. But there's also a sign saying that, yeah, platform 2, which is the Aberystwyth platform, is split into 2A and 2B, where they put the trains at each end. So we should talk about the passing loop and the fact that there used to be a passing loop. But here I think is a map of how the current day passing loop works. So the railway here is a single track line, but what's happened is that where the line split in 2 for the junction, a 3rd line then comes off that allows trains heading west to go around the trains that are already sitting the platform heading east. And that's why platform 2 is really long and split into 2. And by doing this, it allows for a frequent hourly service to Aberystwyth rather than the 2-hourly service that it had before. But also, looking at some old photos online, it seemed to me as if there may have been an original passing loop here on both sides.
And if you want to see what the original passing loop looked like, there is a brilliant, I don't know who runs it, it's a brilliant website, 2d53.co.uk, it's on screen now. Someone has taken a lot of old photos through like 1960s, 70s and 80s when diesel locomotives used to come through here hauling carriages. And what I can tell from those photos is that there might have been a passing loop double track on both sides here at Dovey. Then at some point, as I said, I think it's been taken away and now they've reinstated the passing loop on the Aberystwyth side so that they can have the hourly service. What you really need to see though is just some photos from the first time. This is the first time I came to Wales by train. It was in 1989. A very young Jeff came through, and this is actually my friend Peter standing here at Dovey Junction right there. So I'm fairly sure that this photo here was taken about here, 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 here. And there's a class 150, 144, I think, is the Fwelly to Shrewsbury train. It's definitely taken standing about here. Here, yes, that is right there, because the hills are the same in the background. You can see that's the same. So, there is a waiting shelter, yay. There is a dot matrix, yay. There's a bike rack. I'm not sure who's going to cycle here, but we'll discover the walking path in a minute. It's good to know that you can cycle here. Yay. There's definitely no ticket machine. And weirdly, I can't see any bin bags. I think we need to do the main thing that I came in for, and that's go find the footpath. So I've stuck around for my train that I went down to Aberystwyth on to return. So that's just pulling in here. And then the Fwelly train is coming along there. And unbelievably, just when I thought I'd be the only person here and the only person to ever walk that path, there's a couple of people over there and it's a local and she's dropped off her friend and they've just walked up the path to get here and she's getting the train down to Pwllheli. But this is... I'm still here. So will you wait for the Pwllheli train to come in? So you'll stand here, allow the change to happen, and then everybody goes on their way. And there's a few people getting out there, obviously going up towards Barmouth and Pwllheli. All right, Dovey Junction, a hive of activity at 12:54 on a windy Monday. And there is the one going round the passing loop, heading towards Aberystwyth. And that train probably was joined to the portion of the Pwllheli train, which is split one stop at the line at Machynlleth, and that will now come through here in a second. So that train is split, our one is sat waiting, and then that one will come through and that one's gone through, and then our one will then leave. And I'm not getting any of them, I'm going to stay here for another hour. No more trains for an hour. I will get the one that's in about 45 minutes time, so it's time to check out the footpath. Alright, wind's picked up. I've walked down the exceedingly long platform 2. It's really long, you come a long way down. They've extended that since I was here in the 1980s. You get to a foot crossing here and then the path just goes, and I was chatting to the other person that already walked up, they're walking back, they were dropping off their friend, so I'm going to go and do it, but over the railway safely and then down out to the main road.
The path runs right alongside the railway here, which in turn itself runs right along the water's edge, and is just under 1 kilometre long, meaning that it takes about 10 minutes to walk from the road where the station entrance is until you reach the platforms themselves.
So the railway runs alongside the path here. Oh, the wind! I can see the road coming up. So we're almost there. And with raindrops on the lens, as the rain comes in, I'm standing below the bars and arrow symbol of Dovey Junction Station. You can arrive at the station or leave on foot, or you could get here on foot and walk to the station. It is not a completely isolated station. You can get here on foot. Dovey Junction is not cut off from the road. The road is here. There's a bus stop just up there. I'm told there's a castle up there, and the Osprey Centre is just down there, but it's going to be a walk along a main road with no pavement, so I'm not doing that. Instead I shall walk back. It's coming up to 1:30. The train is at 1:54 and I shall head back to Shrewsbury. There's an old station house over there as well with the sign saying station house. It's great. Derby Junction. All it needs is a tea room. Someone to get a snack and then it'll be complete. So that is Derby Junction. I'm getting my train here, which will then join up with that one there that's already gone ahead. The rain's really coming in, which is why I'm hiding in the shelter. Thanks for watching. Press subscribe. Wales request stop video coming next.